We all have parts of ourselves we'd rather hide. These are the parts we deem unacceptable, unworthy, or just plain embarrassing. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung called this hidden aspect of ourselves the shadow. It's the part of us we try to keep tucked away, both from the world and from our own conscious awareness. The shadow isn't inherently bad. It's simply a part of us that holds the qualities and experiences we've disowned. It might contain our anger, our sadness, our sexuality, our creativity, anything we've pushed down or denied. But here's the thing. The shadow doesn't just disappear because we ignore it. In fact, the more we try to suppress it, the more power it has over us. It can manifest in unhealthy ways, like through addiction, self-sabotage, or unhealthy relationships. Understanding the shadow, however, is the first step toward healing and wholeness. It's about recognizing that we are all complex beings, capable of both darkness and light. The journey to wholeness begins with acknowledging that the shadow exists within each of us. It's about turning towards those hidden parts with courage and compassion. It's about understanding that true strength lies in embracing our entirety, shadow and all. The shadow isn't just a repository for our perceived flaws. It also holds incredible potential. It's where our deepest desires, our unlived dreams, and our most authentic selves reside. When we deny our shadow, we also deny ourselves access to these powerful parts of ourselves. Imagine for a moment that your shadow is a treasure chest, locked away in the attic of your being. Inside, there are jewels of creativity, passion, and strength. But you've been told these treasures are dangerous, so you keep the chest locked, the key hidden away. What if, instead of fearing the shadow, we approach it with curiosity? What if we dare to ask, what does this part of me need? What is it trying to tell me? When we listen to our shadow, we open ourselves to a world of possibility. We tap into a wellspring of creativity, intuition, and resilience that we never knew we possessed. The shadow challenges us to confront our limiting beliefs and embrace a more expansive view of ourselves. It invites us to step into our power and live a life that is authentically our own. Recognizing and accepting our shadow is a process. It takes courage to turn toward those parts of ourselves we've spent a lifetime avoiding. The first step is simply becoming aware. Start paying attention to your triggers, your judgments, and your reactions. What makes you angry, defensive, or afraid? These are often clues to the aspects of ourselves we've disowned. Journaling can be a powerful tool for shadow work. Take some time each day to write down your thoughts and feelings without judgment. As you write, notice any recurring patterns or themes. What are the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of? These stories often originate from our shadow. Remember, the goal is not to get rid of the shadow. That's impossible and, frankly, undesirable. The goal is to befriend it, to integrate it into our conscious awareness. When we do this, we become more whole, more compassionate, and more fully ourselves. Embracing our shadow doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior. It's not about giving our darkest impulses free rein. It's about acknowledging that these parts exist within us and learning to work with them constructively. When we integrate our shadow, we reclaim the energy we were once using to suppress it. This newfound energy can then be channeled into creativity, passion, and purpose. We become more resilient, more adaptable, and more capable of navigating the challenges life throws our way. Imagine the freedom that comes from no longer being afraid of your own darkness. Imagine the peace that arises when you can accept yourself fully, shadow and all. This is the power of wholeness. It's about embracing all aspects of ourselves, the light and the dark, the good and the bad, and recognizing that we are worthy of love and belonging just as we are. Myths and movies. Reflections of our shadow. The concept of the shadow isn't just a psychological theory, it's woven into the fabric of our collective consciousness. We see it reflected in myths, fairy tales, and even modern-day movies. Think of Hercules, who had to confront his inner demons to achieve his heroic destiny, or consider Luke Skywalker, who had to face the darkness within himself to defeat the evil empire. These stories remind us that the journey to wholeness often involves confronting our shadow and emerging stronger on the other side. These stories resonate with us because they mirror our own inner struggles. They remind us that we are not alone in our darkness, and that even the greatest heroes must confront their shadow to fulfill their potential. By understanding the archetypes and symbolism present in these stories, we gain a deeper understanding of our own shadow journey. Projection, seeing ourselves in others. One of the most fascinating aspects of the shadow is how it manifests in our relationships. We often project our disowned qualities onto others, seeing in them the things we refuse to acknowledge in ourselves. For example, if we're deeply insecure about our own intelligence, we might be overly critical of others who appear intellectual. Or, if we're repressing our own anger, we might be quick to anger at others for seemingly minor infractions. Projection is a defense mechanism. It allows us to distance ourselves from our shadow by attributing it to someone else. However, it also prevents us from truly seeing and understanding ourselves and others. Recognizing our projections is a powerful step towards self-awareness. When we can see our shadow reflected back to us in the behavior of others, it gives us an opportunity to reclaim those disowned parts of ourselves. A journey of self-discovery, tools for the path. Working with the shadow is an ongoing process. It's a journey of self-discovery that requires courage, compassion, and a willingness to be vulnerable. But the rewards are immeasurable. Here are a few practical tools that can support you on your journey. Journaling. As mentioned earlier, journaling is a powerful way to access and process your shadow. Try setting aside some time each day to write freely about your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Active imagination. This technique, developed by Carl Jung, involves engaging with your unconscious mind through dialogue. You might imagine a character or figure that represents your shadow and have a conversation with them. Dream work. Our dreams are often rich with symbolic language that can provide insights into our shadow. Keep a dream journal by your bed and record your dreams as soon as you wake up. Shadow work prompts. There are many prompts available online and in books that can help you explore specific aspects of your shadow. Therapy. A therapist can provide a safe and supportive space for you to explore your shadow and develop healthy coping mechanisms. Remember, this is your journey. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress along the way. The ripple effect, from personal healing to collective transformation. When we do the work of embracing our shadow, we don't just heal ourselves, we also contribute to the healing of the world. As we become more self-aware and compassionate, we are better equipped to show up for others with empathy and understanding. We break down the walls of judgment and create more meaningful connections. Imagine a world where everyone felt empowered to embrace their shadow. It would be a world where we could celebrate our differences, embrace our shared humanity, and work together to create a more just and equitable society. This journey begins within each of us. It starts with the courageous act of turning towards our own darkness, of befriending our shadow, and of embracing the messy, beautiful, complex beings that we are. By doing so, we not only unlock our own potential, but we also contribute to the creation of a brighter, more compassionate world.